So it may be wet here. Welcome to the Tower of London, but welcome to the Tower of London for their Christmas 2025, and they've called it a storybook adventure. So welcome to Christmas at the Tower of London 2025. So here you have at the Tower animals never seen before, gifted to kings. Lions, zebras. What else have we got? Ostriches. Ostriches. Ostriches at the back there. Bears. All with the Christmas trees. So we're going to have a look and see what they've got. Now we've covered here for the last couple of years, but what you can see the baubles gently swaying in the breeze here at the Tower of London, and there's a number of them. Now what you've also got is you've got these. There you go. I know we've covered this quite a few times before actually, but there was a zoo here at the Tower of London which was brought in place for all the gifts given to the king and kings over the previous years. And for over 600 years the Tower of London was home to a royal menagerie. Kings and queens were given animals as gift by foreign rulers, and these animals would have inspired awe and wonder. And in 1235 King Henry III was gifted 3 lions which were kept at the Tower. 3 lions have been used as the royal symbols since about 1200. In storybooks, animals often represent our emotions or virtues, and a dove for peace, a lion for courage, or a fox for cunning, and an elephant for wisdom. There you go. And actually what I just noticed here which is quite nice, not only have you got the ravens there at the front, but they're also on a book plinth, just to make it into that storybook. Very nice. Okay, we will go in search of other Christmas festivities, and as usual it's always with the royal base, so we're looking forward to that, but it is one of those days today where you think if it gets any colder we will have snow, but it's not that cold. Right, so as normal here you've got the polar bear, which is always on the exit out from the bloody tower. There you go, and that's rather nice, isn't it? Lovely. And you've got the Christmas trees. Right, let's head down, and as we go through, this is one of my favourite parts, as you probably know, of the Tower of London. Water Lane it's known as, all cobbled, all rather beautiful, and it's a bit that actually wistfully you can think back to the years gone by when this would have been a street with the royal servants walking up and down it here at the Tower of London. So over here we have another display, and this is Legends from the Tower. Ooh. So in storybooks, here we go. So in storybooks, castles are places of wonder, mystery and danger. Nearly 1,000 years ago, when William the Conqueror invaded England, he built large stone castles across the country to show his power. The White Tower was the mightiest building Londoners had ever seen. Over the hundreds of years that followed, kings and queens with their guards and beasts shaped the legends of the Tower of London. So here you've got William the Conqueror crowned king on Christmas Day, 1066. And the next one we have, there you go, back to the 3 lions at the Tower here in front. It's nicely done. And then 1509, the yeoman warders, King Henry VIII's guardians of the Tower. Yeomen of the Guard, also known as the Beefeaters. And a Tower myth, keeping 6 ravens. See them all there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there you go, and the other one's on the tower. There you go, on the left-hand side there at the top. It's actually on the top of the tower. Keeping 6 ravens to protect the kingdom. That's rather lovely. Okay. So now, with the Christmas trees overlooking from the wall, we'll head into the centre section. So as you go past the old wall, there's definitely some decorations on the grass there. We'll go back over the other side of the White Tower in just a couple of seconds. But before we do, let's head up towards the barracks and to the main square with the chapel in. And you can tell the weather's not wonderful because actually it's very quiet over here. And you have this lovely, there you go, Merry Christmas from the Tower of London. If you fancy having your photo taken, great way of doing that, especially with Tower Bridge behind. And I love the wreaths underneath the lights. And that sort of dusky feel that you have here this time of year. Now let's go around. Now, a bit of a bonus, it's 3 o'clock. And 3 o'clock is the change of the password, which is a ceremony that they have here. There you go, squirrel running across. And this is where the secret password is exchanged every day. And changed. So we'll stand here and watch this. Now, it's a bit of a bonus coming in. So they're being dismissed. Ah, and they're just, actually no they're not, they're just changing. So here we go. Oh, they're going in, there you go. Talk about timing, there you go. Some of the guards. Oh, they're going in for their tea. Right, okay. I thought it was going to be more than that, they normally do that at 3 o'clock. We'll keep an eye out just in case they do it. But 3 o'clock date, normally there's sort of change of the password. But anyway, we'll come back to that a little bit later. Right, so around here, on the main green in front of the housing area, we have a lovely tree. And the yeoman guards all standing in front of it, and parcels. And the lovely thing is you can get very close, just to the edge of the grass. You're not allowed on the grass, of course. There we go. With a beautiful Christmas tree here at the Tower of London. Beautifully decorated. With a little star on the top. Right. Let's head round. And here, in front of one of the big chapels, we have romance between rulers. So in the past, royal marriages were mainly about power and prestige, gaining wealth and avoiding war. Romantic ideals lived in stories of heroic quests and courtly love, rather than in real life. But when the future King Edward I travelled to Spain to marry Eleanor of Castile, it became a famous love match. They were a devoted couple who had many children and shared passions for imported foods and beautiful objects, games and books. Hence, Edward I and Eleanor of Castile crowned together in 1274 with their gifts of books and games and charity. There you go, so you've got chess pieces over at the side there plus their books. And behind the tree I go past the scene where Anne Boleyn was beheaded, but we can go around here. There we go, which is rather lovely. And then as we swing around, and you can tell it's winter season because there's lots of construction going on here at the Tower of London. In fact, the main entrance you normally use, you have to go around to the exit because they're using that as both an exit and entrance. You've got that in place because they're doing construction down there as well. But another fantastic tree. Lovely. Right. Our next piece is round to the other side. Can't tell if it's raining or not. Although I probably need to put a hat on. It's cold. Okay. Who was it? Someone was very thoughtful and said I need to wear a scarf. Do you know what? You're absolutely spot on. and I will sort out myself a scarf for these cold winter visits. But I really hope you're enjoying the Christmas coverage we're doing this year here at London Visited. Lots and lots of Christmas coverage, which is fantastic. Right, over here, we've got anything? Apart from the fact we've got some lovely garland up the side of the White Tower. There we go. Which is lovely. And also, great day if you want to go and see the Crown Jewels in through that entrance. No one is queuing and awaiting. Right, tell you what we'll do. Let's go round the back and the exit of where the Crown Jewels are. And the reason for that, if you go around by the exit, they quite often have some decorations around there. Now I can see some trees, but let's see what else they've got over here. Ah, they have the jewels on the trees. There we go, love that. Nice treasure trove. And the jewels, it's a great way of learning history, isn't it? A great way of learning history. The jewels have been in the tower since 1661. And this guarding treasure. So, Tales of Treasure. As part of the storybook adventure, in stories, treasures are symbols of wisdom, power, temptation and reward. They're often guarded within castles by dragons or enchantments. But adventurers and thieves don't only live in stories. In 1671, Colonel Thomas Blood attempted to steal the Crown Jewels. Although he was swiftly caught, that wasn't the end of his story. Surprisingly, the king not only pardoned him, but rewarded him with lands. Colonel Blood remained involved in plots and intrigues for the rest of his life. Now, everyone that says that the Tower of London and London history is quite gory, that surprises me. Does it surprise you? I thought it would have been off with his head. Especially in 1671. Anyway, well, there you go. Let's go have a close-up on the jewels. Very nice. I wonder how many people have tried to lift those. But anyway, guarding the treasure. And then you've got the monkeys, all part of the menagerie, up on the wall in front. And that is the exit from the Crown Jewels. So when you've been through the Crown Jewels, that's where you come out. I've got to say, coming to the Tower of London is definitely one of those things I love doing every Christmas, because you're never quite sure what they're going to do, how they're going to celebrate the royal past, because of course this was a royal palace. And if you're new to the channel, we've got a whole series on every single bit of the Tower of London. And I will put a link up in the top right hand corner for that, just in case you missed it, because well worth seeing, because we cover everything, including graffiti from the days, well, Elizabeth I and beyond. Right, okay, so the next one. We go. So our next bit, as we go round, stargazing. So, they are Curiosity and Wonder, a royal observatory at the tower from 1675. So you've got all of the bits there. Let's just find out what it's all about. So in storybooks and stars, in the storybooks, the stars symbolise hope, fate and exploring the unknown. As heroes and heroines looked to the stars, so did early astronomers, driven by curiosity to understand their world. The first royal astronomer in Britain was appointed in 1675, hence the date, with an observatory high up at the top of the tower in front of us. The White Tower, right high up there. There you are. And apparently, because there's stars, you've got to remember to make a wish. Lovely. Very well done. There you are. They've got a real book at the back there. I'm guessing that's not a dated book because it's blowing around in the wind. But with the stars and everything in there. There you go. Lovely. Right. Then we'll head down. And you've got the yeoman's, the old hospital block there in front of us, with a garland round it. And then as we go round, we have the cafe. Looking at the White Tower, which always looks amazing. The wardrobe tower from the 12th century. And then as we go down, we have, looks like a transportation. So, and we'll be careful with this one because they're digging in front of us. Right, so this is a royal procession, Queen Elizabeth I crowned. Splendour, noise and excitement from 1559. So this, in stories, celebrations mark rites of passage and start of a quest. And when a new monarch is crowned, can you hear the helicopter and the digging all going on at the same time? Love it. We'll start again in just a second. Lovely. Right, so in stories, celebrations mark rites of passage and the start of a quest. When a new monarch is crowned, the coronation ceremony confirms the beginning of a new reign. In January 1559, a grand procession set out from the Tower of London, winding its way through London's streets to Westminster. Queen Elizabeth I was about to be crowned. Trumpets and drums filled the air as excited crowds gathered to mark the start of the new Queen's 45-year reign. There we are. That's what we have celebrating here. Lovely. So, the White Tower, various bits of Christmas decorations and celebrations and commemorations all around. It's lovely. Coming to the Tower of London, no matter the time of year or the weather, is just one of those fantastic things. Whether you're being here for the Christmas celebrations or just coming down in the middle of summer to get the views across the grass, to walk along the walls. It is one of those fantastic places that sort of London's been built round. And with Tower Bridge right next to it, South Bank and the Shard and London Bridge just down as well, it really does make for a great place to come. So if you've not been to the Tower of London and you're coming to London, it's definitely one of those places that you need to visit. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the Tower of London and it's Christmas 2025. And all I can say is, well done guys, loving the history. I'm going to leave you with a great shot of the White Tower, and I'm going to put another one of our Christmas videos from this year up in the top right hand corner, just to keep your appetite for Christmas 2025 going here in London. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you soon in the next video. Take care, bye.